Hey guys, welcome to the. It's just not. Why do you say that? Look at Alex face. Why is he looking like that? Alright, shut the fuck up.
Why'd you go? Hey guys. Say what's up, guys.
Alright, shut the fuck up. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of 220 Takes. This is a new podcast that we are starting here. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything. I'm Connor.
I'm Chris.
Evan.
And since this is a first episode, we're kind of just going to jump into a little bit about ourselves, so you guys can get to know the hosts a little bit. So I'm Connor. I'm a student at Illinois State University. Actually, we all are. I'll throw that out there. As you can see, I'm sitting by the Bears flag. I'm a Bears fan. Bears, White Sox, Blackhawks, Bulls, anything Chicago, pretty much. I like playing video games. I like going out on the town. Big trivia guy. We just got back from trivia today, second place.
Talk about that.
Ricky Bobby likes to say if you ain't first, you're last. But when it comes to trivia, second place is okay. We got money. We got a gift card for it, so we'll take that. It's a little bit about myself. I'll pass it over to Chris and see what he's got.
Yeah, so I'm Chris. Also, ride or die Chicago fans. We're cutting that shit out, bro.
Let's stay in.
Anyways, come on. Anyways,
We'll get better at the dap. We'll get better at the dap later.
I'm a little nervous.
I wasn't looking.
Everything but the White Sox from this guy. Ride or die Chicago, White Sox. They're a
I
horrible
wish I wasn't a White
They're a
Sox
horrible
fan.
team, so why would I root for a horrible team?
Right.
So, Cubs are on top. I pretty much do the same thing as Connor says. Not as much trivia. I will give him credit. When we go, he does carry. I'm more of like the eye candy. Sit there, look pretty.
Yep.
But, that's pretty much it for me. I'm a pretty normal guy.
And now let's hear
Yeah.
from our resident loser Packers fan.
Ooh.
Evan.
Hey, whoa.
Own one hurts. Own one hurts.
Hey, I'm nothing like them. So, Packers fan. Obviously, go here with them. We live together, roommates.
We make
Packers fan till I die. I make it like my whole life. And I like the Brewers. Milwaukee fan. That's pretty much it. You'll get to know that throughout the episodes and kind of see throughout our opinions.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. We just talk a lot of NFL throughout the season. Today we're gonna be talking the Week 1 recap and Bears Packers stuff. So it's gonna be good conversation and probably heated at moments too.
Yeah. Like Evan said, we'll jump into other sports. Obviously football is the only thing in season right now, but once the end,
baseball.
And baseball, we'll talk more about baseball come playoff time.
In WNBA.
Thanks for the input, Chris.
Oh yeah, Angel Reese out for the season.
Yeah, good. So once basketball and hockey kind of we won't talk about hockey too much, but once basketball gets in the season, we'll talk about that. We'll have a couple guests on the show to talk about basketball. Some much bigger basketball fans than ourselves. So mainly the show's gonna be mainly a football show. That's mainly what we're gonna be talking about. And playoff baseball we'll talk about a little bit. But today we're gonna start off with a Week 1 recap. We'll jump first into Evan's opinions on the Packers game, and then we'll jump into me and Chris's opinions on the Bears game. So Evan,
good to me.
take it away. How do you feel about the Packers after Week 1?
Well, I would feel better if obviously Jordan Love was healthy.
Yep.
I think they played fine. There was a lot of penalties, and I think they could clean that up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm hoping that Jordan Love can get out there earlier than they're saying he is. But I feel pretty good about our new defense. We got a new defense coordinator, Jeff Hafley.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I thought it was a pretty evenly matched game. You never like to see someone get hurt on a last play like that, but it is what it is, and I think the season's not ruined, obviously, because Just an MCL sprain. I think they said between grade 1 and 2. So I don't know. I'm excited for coming up. I'm a season ticket holder, so I'll be going to at least 5 games probably. You know me. Indoor club seats. So
We're just flexing over here now, man. All right, time out from Evan a little bit. If you hear some miscellaneous noises in the background, that is our.
yeah, I'll let them out. Let me just let them out.
Just
All
let
right.
him. Yeah, let him
Hey,
out.
you
Hey, we gotta introduce
can't
Unc to the
be-
pocket. You can't.
We'll,
You can't keep
we'll,
them away.
we'll introduce our fourth host. We're gonna unleash him from the
He's
cage.
gonna do some guest picks.
Watch out, he's vicious.
He's vicious.
All right, come on, Rusty.
Come on.
Unc.
Come on.
All right.
That looks like a fish.
Oh, he's got to get his bone.
All right. So
All right.
now, if you can see in the frame now, we got Unc, better known, also known as Rusty. He's our fourth guest.
He might be gnawing on his bone. We'll see.
He'll be gnawing on his bone. So if you hear any miscellaneous noise in the background, that's what it is.
What that is.
We'll get those fixed later. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah,
We're still working on
Yeah.
the setup, but
We're running through the kinks right now. You know, this is the first episode. We're trying our best. So is that all you had to say about the Packers?
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Should we-
I feel good
should we
about
comment on
the. I feel good about the new addition in Josh Jacobs.
Mhm.
You know, obviously we love
Josh
Aaron.
Jacobs, time out. Josh Jacobs sold me on my parlay. I will go back to you now.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. And obviously it was good to see Jaden Reed have that breakout performance, which, you know, we may or may not talk about later, we'll see, but yeah, I mean, I feel good about the season, and, you know, I think we could definitely make a deep playoff run, hopefully to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. I mean, they've let me down a lot of times, but
Not as
you
much.
know, you'd rather
not as much as we've been let down.
you'd rather be in the mix than, you know, not make the playoffs
That
at all,
is-
but
that,
so.
I don't know.
that depends.
And this
Well, we'll move on. We'll move
Yeah.
on. All right.
We'll jump over to Chris now.
Should we comment about the Packers game?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, obviously, nothing makes me happier than a Packers loss. It is true. It is a Bears fan's Super Bowl.
I
To watch the
agree,
Packers
I agree.
lose in important situations, even though this was the first game. My thoughts throughout the entire game was I thought they played good. I thought Xavier McKinney, the new safety.
Yep.
I thought he did show glimpses, whatever, being good, whatever. But what, man? What?
Keep going, man.
All right. No, I'm just saying it is.
Yeah,
it is
good,
a little.
good young safety signing
It is
for
a
the Packers.
little
Is he
worrying.
glazing me right now?
I'm not glazing.
He's not glazing.
Stop.
He's not glazing.
I'm just a little nervous seeing the secondary look like that. Obviously, red zone defense was trash.
Yeah.
It was
That is
horrible.
true. I can
We
agree with that.
talked
I agree
about that.
with
We
that.
talked
That is
about
true.
that. But from an offensive perspective, it kind of looked the same as last year. You know, not saying that is a bad thing, but just
Yeah.
you know, it looked the same. Defense, young, horrible in the red zone, but good everywhere
Mhm.
else.
Jordan Love was, you know, he was working through. He had some cramps going on.
Obviously, you know, and it's hard to.
It was horrible.
It's, yeah, it is
Yeah,
truly
it
hard
was
to.
horrible.
It is truly hard to judge that game considering the
not
field
going back.
conditions.
Not
But
not-
both teams did
they're not
have to
good.
deal with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both teams
yeah,
did,
yeah.
and it was still a pretty high scoring
Yeah, yeah.
game. You know, and obviously it does. You know, even though I'm a Bears fan, watching any quarterback go down with an injury like that is just not. It's not fun.
I mean, Chris did say the other day he was hoping Jordan Love got injured a little bit more.
Yeah, I did, and as a result of that, I've had 3 fantasy players get injured, all knee injuries.
Karma.
Rome,
Yeah.
MCL sprain. Keenan Allen, who knows?
Karma, man. Karma's
Karma.
a bitch.
You know, and I thought I didn't say it that much.
All right.
Now-
Let's hear what you guys' take is on what did you guys think about the Bears? Because it was, I mean, the defense looked good, obviously,
Yes.
but you know, there's some things to say about the offense and your
Uh-huh.
new, you know, megastar rookie quarterback that you guys say he is.
Megastar.
Let me just start by saying that, you know, in typical Bears fashion,
Yep.
they have that good D. The defense.
And we like that good deal.
We do like that good D
I
here
love
in
some good
Chicago. We love watching the Monsters
Yeah.
of Midway play.
Yeah.
It's just so taxing to watch a game where the defense is the highest scorer.
I really
Like
Yeah.
and I know this the saying defense wins championships, but
That's not true.
defense can't win a championship if the offense doesn't put any points on the board.
Or if you're not playing Will Levis.
Or if you're not playing Will Levis, right? So like it obviously, you know, that if the defense plays like that every week, it'd be great.
Yep.
But then I want to see, and you know, I'm not I'm not out on Caleb Williams yet. I'm not like burn the city.
Yeah, that would be a little much.
That'd be a little
Yeah.
much. It's his first game
Yep.
in a high-paced league, and I think just give him a little time. He does have a tough matchup next week against the Texans, a hot Texans team. But I feel like it's the first game. No need to overreact on Caleb yet. There's been there's a couple Hall of Famers that have had a worse first game than he did. John Elway, Terry Bradshaw, I name a few.
Yep.
Those are multiple-time Super Bowl winners.
Yep.
So I think Caleb just needs to settle in. He got a little bit. I know he said he hasn't been nervous since his freshman year of high school,
That's a cap.
but
That's okay.
at least he went out there and shook the nerves out a little bit.
Yep.
And it's good. I'm happy to see what they'll do next Sunday night against the Texans.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I started the game in my Caleb jersey, took it off around halftime.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. I'm just
Yeah.
just feels like whenever I put that jersey on,
Mhm.
something goes wrong. So I switched to the long sleeve bear shirt, which was okay because we got fall weather around. And next
Yep.
thing you know, 17-0. Boom.
Come back.
Can we talk about the weather a little bit though? Like
The
it
weather?
was just like 90s basically last week, and then this week it's like been
Mid-70s,
70s,
yeah.
and then on Saturday I'm pretty sure it was like 60s. Like I need that 60s football weather.
Yeah.
Go out and throw the football a little bit.
Yep.
So
That's what fall football is all about. Is waking up in the morning and you see the leaves falling on the ground. It's a nice
whether it's
60
1 p.m.
Yeah,
or
it's a
whether
nice
it's
60
10
outside.
a.m.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I like to see when it comes to football season.
I just want to have my
Yeah.
windows open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breeze coming in.
Leaves are starting to turn,
Yeah,
change colors.
Big pot of chili or buffalo chicken dip.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Your aroma,
Yeah,
some sort of
aroma,
food
yeah.
cooking.
So the other question I had for you guys then is, what is your kind of predictions for record-wise? What do you think for the Bears?
Well, going into the season after the schedule release that can come out,
Mhm.
I had
Easy schedule, right?
yeah.
Third.
I believe it is the easiest schedule in the
Third-
league. That-
third
the
easiest,
third
I
easiest
think.
schedule in the league.
I'll take.
I did predict a win against the Titans,
Mhm.
so 1-0 in my predictions. I do have us losing next week. I won't get into all the predictions right now,
Yeah,
but
But if you had to put like a
I
number
think-
on
I
it,
think-
then-
I mean, if Caleb plays like he played last week, the whole year, I think we're looking at 5 wins max. But if
he
he
should step it up. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that.
yeah, I mean, if he improves every week, I think we have a ceiling of a 10-7 fringe
I agree
fringe
with that.
wildcard
I
playoff
agree
team,
with that.
fringe division winner, depending on
agree.
how the division
Or
pays off.
How
and
Lee
works
Jordan
out,
is,
how
when
well
Jordan Love can
is.
come back.
So yeah, I think we're looking at a floor. If Caleb doesn't improve, a floor of around 5 wins,
Yeah.
and a ceiling if he improves. I'm looking at like 10-11 wins.
10-11 wins.
That's a little.
I was
much, man.
thinking 8-9.
That's a little much.
8-9?
I was thinking 8-9.
Okay.
However that. shapes
I am a
up.
bit of an optimist, so
That's why and Sunday made me like, all right, like let's
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
the expectations.
Yeah.
8-9. I don't. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily put us in the playoffs, but I'm not. I'm a
but
band
the
right.
Packers, well, they were 9-8, but around there, I think it might put them
Right.
in the playoffs.
I'm not a playoff or bust season.
Yeah.
A lot of so I've heard people say that, but I'm not on that.
obviously a playoff would be nice, but
A playoff would be
Yeah.
nice. I would just like us to just build chemistry this year, look good, and then next year, like we're on it.
yeah. Now, I've been jumping that question kind of in the reverse to you. How do you view the Packers' outlook this season?
Well, I would say, assuming that Jordan Love's out for the next, 2 weeks for, I think they got the Colts, and then I can't remember who they have after. I can't remember who it is, but then I know the Vikings game is kind of looking at like his return. So, I would say that I don't know. If they went 0-3 and then they won the next one, I don't know. I would say what there's
Oh, they have the Titans.
Titans. So there's
Colts, Titans.
17 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I would say their bottom would be 9-8.
Okay.
and I would say I think they could be a 10 or 11 win team. I would say it's
That's
probably
fair. That's a fair
ceiling.
assessment.
So
That's a
same-
fair
I-
assessment.
I
Same thing
think
as the Bears,
I think they're gonna get into the playoffs for sure.
I definitely agree there. I
I
mean,
would hope so.
after watching the game Sunday night, I think Lions probably the favorites to win the division
Probably.
at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Depending on if Jordan Love comes back and starts slinging it like Rodgers.
Yeah, the Lions didn't even look that great. I mean, they look great,
Prime,
but like,
start singing it like prime Rodgers.
Yeah.
I should say.
that's
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that a
yeah.
little bit.
But okay, so kind of moving on from that, outside of the Packers and Bears, obviously, what were your kind of games of the week? Which ones were most entertaining to
Yeah.
you? Which ones did you have the most fun watching? What would you say?
My opinion, my game of the week was Texans Colts. Watching a game of two young franchise quarterbacks dueling it out is just such a fun watch. It's like watching a young Brady versus a young Peyton Manning. It's like watching. It's like watching. I don't even know how to describe it
Yeah.
right now.
No,
I mean,
we
it's
get
like
it, we
it's
get it,
just
we get it, we get
it's
it.
just so breathtaking watching two young quarterbacks sling it like they can. Fucking Anthony Richardson with that long bomb to Alec Pierce, two of them. Like it's just sorry for cussing right there. It's just so fun to watch. Just two young QB, and I hope Caleb and Jordan Love can kind of turn that into a rivalry like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they could turn into that. Chris, what was your game of the week?
Mine was Bills Cardinals.
All right, yeah.
Now,
Really?
on my fantasy team, I do have both Josh Allen and Kyler.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really nice to see them kind of go, bar for bar. But Josh Allen just took over.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen
went
took
nuclear.
over.
Josh Allen went crazy.
I chose him for a reason. I chose him over Mahomes because I just figured that run game was going to be such a factor, and it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a fun game to watch. Got to watch the first kickoff return.
Yes.
With the new rules.
Yes.
And then, I don't know, just overall it was high scoring. It was nice to see the Bills do something without Diggs.
Yes.
A lot of people were worried about the amount of
True.
points they would
Yes,
score.
that is true.
Shout out to Mark
I
Hamlin.
certainly was.
Shout out to Mark Hamlin.
Yeah.
I think he played good. I saw him.
Yeah.
Plus you have Josh Allen on your fantasy team, so you're
That's
really,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was
I
great.
already brought that up, but sure.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
And then Marvin Harrison Jr.
We'll get into more of it
Yeah,
later.
I'll just leave it at that.
We'll get into
I'll
more of
just
it
leave it at
later.
that.
Evan, game of the week.
So I was really going between two games, and it was either going to be the Monday night, or not the Monday night game, the Sunday night game.
Sunday night game was a good
That
one.
was a good game.
Or I was going to pick the Chiefs Ravens
Yes.
Thursday night game, the opener, home, or not the home opener, but the NFL opener. And I think I'm going to go with the opener.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Um,
a classic.
I just thought
I
that.
always love when football comes back.
Yeah. I just thought that
That's
could
the
be like a future AFC Championship
Oh, yeah.
matchup,
Oh, yeah.
and I
Yep.
think it's kind of been swaying that way the past like 2 or 3 years.
That's kind of like what I was saying with the CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're definitely like top.
Watching two franchise QBs right there.
I mean, Patrick
figuring it
Mahomes,
out.
best quarterback in the league, and I'd say Lamar Jackson,
Yeah, Caleb, but whatever.
Not yet.
Not yet.
okay, best quarterback in the AFC,
Yeah.
and then I would say Lamar, he's up there too. So it was pretty cool. to
Reigning
see.
MVP Lamar.
Reigning
Yeah,
MVP.
right. I don't want to put any disrespect on his
Yeah.
name, but he was running all over the place, kind of a little bit more than we maybe thought he would. We know he runs a lot, but
And if Derrick Henry.
I do want to talk about that game. A little surprise, Isaiah Likely.
yeah, Isaiah Likely. So
we're going into that game thinking Mark Andrews going to get into
Mark
their house.
Andrews, fans, fantasy
Yeah.
owners, bad week.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews himself, bad week.
Yeah.
and like Isaiah Likely, he did kind of turn it on. And I know a lot of fantasy owners are pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
So and even that last play of the game, it's like that really could have went up
Yeah.
anyway. So
Always
I thought that
enjoyable.
was an entertaining one. So that was probably my game of the week. Any other notable games you guys?
Yeah, you touched on the Sunday night game a little bit.
Yep.
And I do want to talk about that. Two, powerhouse. Well, not powerhouse, but two playoff teams from the last year, the Rams and the Lions, dueling it out. Stafford playing the Lions, Goff playing the Rams. Two players playing their former teams. It's just great to see that.
Yeah.
I do believe they met up with each other in the playoffs.
Yeah.
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 So a playoff rematch. Man, Jamison Williams fast.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you'll get to know this a little bit more, but our boy Jordan Whittington,
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to bring it up.
Texas legend, Jordan Whittington,
Texas legend.
who we actually have stock in him. We'll talk about that later when his stock goes up. Touchdown robbed from him.
Touchdown
because of the
robbed.
holding
It wasn't
call.
robbed.
Hello.
Would have been nice. Would have been nice if he was able to score.
Hi.
You know, for his stock to go up. But yeah, that Sunday night game was good.
Yeah,
That Sunday.
I agree.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny how the Sunday looked because a lot of the noon games were good. You know, we had the Colts Texans, we had Bills Cardinals in the morning or the noon games, and then the afternoon games. Man, there were some tough watches in the afternoon. Like
I'm trying.
the beginning of Seahawks Broncos was a tough watch.
Chargers Raiders.
Raiders was a tough watch.
It was
I mean,
tough.
the Cowboys blew out the Browns. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if you're Cleveland, it's time to think like, is Deshaun
Cleveland.
the answer? Like
Deshaun
they
is
gave up,
definitely
they gave
the
up
problem.
so much for Deshaun. He's a problem on and off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to talk about it
Yeah.
like into detail, but you know, he might not even be the quarterback.
That is true.
For a little, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the best afternoon game was, you know, and it wasn't even that good of a game, but the Commanders and the Buccaneers. I think that was the best
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad one.
It's
Because
just
Baker
Baker.
showed out for sure.
Yeah.
Baker showed out. I think we had the best rookie QB performance of the day,
Jay
Jay
Daniels.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the best afternoon game. But yeah, the afternoon, the 3:25 games were a tough watch.
Yeah, I mean, that night game, too. I mean, Stafford, he looked all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he threw 2 picks, but he threw the ball like 50 times.
And Puka getting hurt is
Puka
tough for
gave
that.
him a- yeah.
But good for
Um,
Jordan Whittington.
Good for
Not-
Jordan.
Not
Whittington.
celebrating an
Yeah.
injury again. Not celebrating an injury.
But I mean, I think we were gonna get into that too
Yeah.
a little bit because you know some other injuries around the league. There's been a lot. I mean, we have the Jordan Love. He's got the MCL. I think Jake Ferguson on the Cowboys. He also has an MCL.
Yep.
Um,
Puka's day to day, I think, or week to week.
Yeah, something like that.
You know,
then
let's just jump into Monday night.
Monday night.
You know,
we had,
McCaffrey
game.
getting
McCaffrey last second.
last second out for the game.
Right.
Yeah, allegedly
So
last second. We won't throw any shade to Jordan Mason if he knew on
That's
Friday
true.
or not.
Dude, a
but,
lot of adrenaline. There's happy.
um,
Who knows?
yeah, the matchup Rodgers Niners
Classic.
classic.
Yeah.
Evan,
history there.
as you know, as Rodgers' former Packer,
Yeah,
how did you
that's
feel
my guy.
how did you feel about his performance on Monday?
You know, I was kind of I was hoping he would do a little bit better, but it was kind of what I was expecting because he hasn't played for so long. I think he was just happy to get back out. He didn't seem too upset about the loss. I think he was just happy about getting back out there. Yeah, I mean, he could have played better for sure, and it's all. I mean, it could be in the game plan too, but you know, I was happy with what I saw from him. I think he'll get better throughout the season.
Yes.
So.
Chris, thoughts on Aaron Rodgers' performance?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good for coming, you know, being what, almost 40, if not 40,
Yeah, 39. I think.
39.
Yeah.
Coming back from an Achilles injury, just even being able to go out there
Yeah.
and play. Like I saw him, like he said before the game, he hasn't got hit yet. He got hit a couple times, not as much as I guess you would expect, which is
He
good.
had good
but-
protection.
Yeah, he had good protection. He did roll out a couple times. He seemed like, you know, the connection, like the spark to still want to play was still
Yeah.
there. So I mean, I think that's always.
I did see something, and I think this is probably going to be key in their success, is that they definitely need to get Garrett Wilson the ball
Yes.
more. And
They already got him the ball
Like
a lot
that.
that game.
they
but-
got him the ball a
Yeah.
lot, but I think, like, even with Allen Lazard scoring 2 touchdowns, like, that's not going to do it every game for sure. One was on, like, it was on a free play, and then, you know, the other one was garbage time. So, I mean, it's not going to do it every week, so they definitely need to get, and I think Aaron Rodgers said this on the Pat McAfee show, that they definitely need to implement that more into the game plan. But Chris, going to the kind of other side of the ball, you know, Christian McCaffrey was out. What did you think about Jordan Mason?
I thought that was incredibly unexpected on how well he played.
Undrafted.
Undrafted, you know, I mean, running back, unfortunately, running back does have that turnaround
Yes.
where, you know, like one injury may lose you your job, or you may not come back.
Now,
the
not for
same.
McCaffrey per se, because
No.
you know he's the best running back in the league.
Yeah, and I love McCaffrey.
But he has had his injuries.
Yeah.
Yes, his injuries. I was a little worried going into this year because, you know, he's starting to not even get up there. I mean, a little bit, you know, but like you start getting to like a point kind of like Todd Gurley,
Yeah.
right? where an injury could severely impact, what you're doing.
Yeah.
But going back to the running back that played, awesome job. They did a good job blocking for him. He ran like he had something to prove.
Yeah. And he
That's-
did.
he did.
wanted
Yeah, like
to drop it.
146 yards or
Fed him
something like
28
that.
carries, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 28 carries.
Yeah.
They completely said, no Christian, no problem. We're going to
Yeah.
pound it down their throats. And obviously with like pause.
Pause, yeah. Unpause, keep going.
Yeah, but with Sauce in the secondary, you don't necessarily want to throw the ball a bunch. But yeah, I mean, it's like one man in, next man out. Obviously you can't replace McCaffrey as a whole, but I think he did a good job stepping
Yeah,
up.
that's what I love about sports is, every sport has just that next man up mentality, and then and Jordan Mason proved that the starter's hurt. Let me go out there and prove something to
Yeah.
everybody. Like, let me go out and show who I am.
Yeah.
Undrafted, rookie, crazy story. It's just good to see him getting some playing
Yeah.
time and showing out.
Were there any surprises? Because I know personally I have one team that really surprised me this week.
Yes.
Do you guys have any surprise teams that maybe didn't play as well as you thought they might?
I have some surprises on and me and you might share the same, but the Patriots.
They played better than you thought.
Yes, they played way better than I
See, I was
thought.
going Bengals because
Oh,
they
yeah,
played each
yeah.
other. I was just gonna say, but
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna play a lot better.
Yes. You
They had the highest odds going into it, and then they kind of just looked like shit.
Yeah,
And,
I mean the Patriots. If I'm not mistaken, they were on the road, correct?
Let me double check.
Patriots were on the road, yeah,
Yes.
because
So
they were in their all
Yeah.
orange.
So New England, new head coach, a whole new regime. After years and years and years of
Kobe
Belichick.
Brissett at quarterback.
Yeah, with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, not even playing the rookie, which I think it's a good move. It's
If
you don't
can't
yeah,
sit him,
yeah, if you can't sit him, you don't need to start your quarterback right away. Obviously,
Right.
for a team like the Commanders or the Bears, starting that QB right away was a necessity. But if you can sit him and let him learn and
just
develop
watch.
and watch like he did on Sunday is a good thing, and that helped them out. They ended up winning. Jacoby Brissett did all right. Ramondre Stevenson was a big surprise after a bit of a lackluster year last year. And I think, I don't think they'll be able to keep this going on for the future. I think they will fizzle out a little bit, but the defense looked good. And I have a Patriots fan friend.
Okay.
He did not think they were going to win this game. He was very surprised. And that's the best thing to look at sports. Going into a game
the
thinking,
best ones.
oh, we're going to lose
Yeah.
this. There's no way, and then watching being like, oh my gosh, we're gonna win, especially against a team like the Bengals.
I was just gonna say, like
Yeah,
a good team,
favorite,
expectations.
a Super Bowl favorite potential.
Which you don't know about Jamar Chase because he was holding out and
Yes,
you guess
no.
technically he was holding in. He wasn't practicing though.
And obviously T. Higgins didn't play.
Right, did towards the
Yeah.
end of the week, and maybe they didn't really know, so they weren't gonna game plan too much for him. But I mean, that's definitely probably plays a factor into this too. But I definitely thought Joe Burrow, and he's coming off the injury, but
Yeah.
I thought he would play better for sure.
Did you have any surprises, Chris?
Yeah, Falcons.
Falcon, yes.
Plain and simple. You don't know what I don't know what I was expecting. I just feel like it wasn't that.
Yes.
I
agree.
thought Kirk Cousins. I know once again Achilles.
yeah,
I thought he was gonna turn this around.
Yeah, you go out there and sign him to a big contract, and
Yep.
and that's what you see.
Then you draft Mike.
And then you draft Michael Penix, in the
He
offseason
might
they're
play.
getting flack
He might
about
play.
it, and now it's looking like maybe they knew.
Yeah.
They knew Kirk Cousins is going to
Because,
be bad.
the team
Well,
they
they gave
put-
him the back though.
The team they were playing
They
too.
did
I mean,
back.
that's your boy on the other end, Justin Fields,
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be the backup, and Russell Wilson, and the Steelers. They were maybe going to get Brandon Ayuk, and then that kind of turned around. Now they don't really have many wide receivers besides George Pickens, and that running back room is fine with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. But I mean, the defense is always good. When you got T.J. Watt on the other end,
Yeah.
you're going to have a good
Yeah,
defense.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they definitely don't have the best of team, and I know someone who's a Steelers fan. They don't think they're going to be very good this year, but yeah, I mean, they pulled out that one, and definitely was surprised as well when they got Bijan
Yeah.
running back. So
Kyle Pitts touchdown though.
Yes.
Kyle Pitts touchdown.
Kyle
A
Pitts
lot,
touchdown.
a lot of bettors were
That was
happy
probably the
about
most
that one.
surprising thing about that game.
Yeah. So I don't know. You want to do like our Super Bowl predictions, anything like that? Who we think just
We,
you know,
we,
right
could
off-
just we could just touch on a couple. You know, after week 1, we could touch on a couple
Contenders.
couple contenders
What do
that
we
we
think?
feel like. I'm thinking.
Top 2.
Yeah, well, we could do. We
You
could
know,
do top,
excluding the Bears. Obviously.
Okay,
I won't-
obviously, yeah.
I won't pick the Packers, even though I
Okay.
do think they might
Alright.
make a run, but.
So I mean, you can obviously go. I'm gonna pick. You know,
AFC, NFC.
we'll do an AFC. I'm gonna pick probably a lame answer. But I'm gonna go with the Niners.
Okay.
You know, they were there last year. You know, they're constantly in the playoffs.
Right in the middle.
And maybe for a second team, I'm thinking. I don't want to sound too jumping the gun here a little bit, but this could be the year the Cowboys get it done.
You think the
I mean,
Cowboys? Come on.
I feel like they've been too long.
Also, you think Cowboys for your NFC team?
Yeah, or the Niners. I'm thinking maybe on the Cowboys Niners NFC
Okay.
championship. But I feel like they've been out of the game, out of the NFC championship for so long. I feel like they can finally just grasp it and finally make a move. I know people hate on the Cowboys every year. They hate on them, but
I don't think Dak can get it done in the playoffs, man.
yeah, I mean,
He's the
Dak
money
is a
man.
problem. Dak is a problem potentially.
Just got that new
Yeah,
contract.
but I feel like, they could get done. In the AFC, I mean, the Chiefs, right? Like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is that guy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really do hope the Ravens can pull something off and kind of dethrone them. But honestly, those are honestly the only 2 teams in the AFC that I can see making a move. A lot of the other teams are like the Chargers who got to win. I don't see them, making a move. I mean, the Texans or Colts maybe, but I feel like they're too young.
Yeah.
Not enough experience, especially for Anthony Richardson.
So who are you going with? Who's your 2 teams?
I'm gonna go. And I hate to say this, but I think we're looking at a Super Bowl rematch. I think we're gonna get Chiefs Niners.
A
Okay.
Super Bowl rematch.
No, that's not a bad answer. I mean.
All right. What do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I think.
Oh no, it's
No, I won't say the Packers.
It's not horrible though.
When I think of the AFC, 2 teams come to mind for me, and I would say, I guess 3 teams. So I got Chiefs. The Ravens look good, and I do think that the Jets will be better, and I think that they'll be able to pull through. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, he's got that 1 Super Bowl. It would be nice to see him win another one if the Packers aren't there. But I don't know, when it comes down to it, I think Ravens. I'm gonna pick a new one. I think Ravens will probably get there, and for the AFC and NFC, I don't know, the Niners, man, they look good. They do look good.
I mean, it's scary when you have 2 guys and you just go out there and run down your throat.
I was just about to
Pause.
say, you're missing
Yeah.
probably one of their best players,
Yeah.
and it's still win by like 20.
And Debo
Yeah.
played really good. I mean,
they
that's
just got so many weapons. I'm just
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
I'm thinking like Ravens, Niners. If I had to choose.
a
one.
little rematch
That-
in 2012. Yeah.
Yep. I know it's not
Yeah.
the 2 same head coaches, but one of
Yeah,
them. And
yeah.
that was my pick last year. I thought Ravens, Niners, and I'm gonna stick with that this year for sure. What about you, Chris?
Real quickly, do you think Jets make it, Jets win, does Rodgers retire? Does he go out?
I think he's gone no matter what.
You think he's, after this season?
Yeah.
Gone? Is it a contract year? Or no?
Doesn't matter. I don't
Doesn't
think.
matter? You
yeah.
think he's out?
I think no matter what, he'll be out.
Yeah.
I think even he thought last year was gonna be his last season, and then he said I don't think he'd go out like that. You can't go out on a first game injury. So yeah, I think no matter what happens this year, I think he'll retire.
Okay.
Man, I was gonna say Ravens.
That's fine, man. You can
I know.
Ravens.
I do want to bring up a team, and maybe you'll pick them, but like
Okay.
I totally forgot about the Bills.
Bills for sure.
I wanted to touch a little
that's-
bit on the Bills.
Go ahead.
I mean,
I'm a big Josh Allen fan.
Yeah,
I
I
just
also
said that.
am a big Josh Allen fan. I'm a big, good on him for bagging Haley Steinfeld.
right.
And
No, respect.
it's just so tough. It's pretty much just you're going against Mahomes pretty much no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's like, the Bills almost got it done in 2021, but then Patrick Mahomes got the ball 13 seconds to score, and then scored an OT. And they almost got it done this past postseason, but they just couldn't get it. And it's like, Joe Burrow is really the only player that's been able to dethrone prime Mahomes. I mean, Brady did when Mahomes was still like young, and in a bit of a controversial game, but like Yeah, you're going up against a juggernaut. A literal juggernaut. And everybody's like, oh, Mahomes doesn't have any wide receivers. You can't throw the ball to anybody. And obviously, the Bills trade their pick to the Chiefs, and they get Xavier Worthy, the fastest guy in the draft.
And clearly, in the last game, he can use that speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's honestly just the Chiefs are going to be tough to beat.
What do you think, Chris?
Man, I mean,
Narrow it down here.
I really want to say Bills, but they let the Cardinals score 28. Like,
Yes, the Bills
and I just don't know if the Cardinals, after like hearing all this stuff about them, after watching their coach speak, you seen that clip?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
I thought that Eberflus was boring, man. But no, I mean, I worry about their defense. So, Jets, I don't know, after yesterday, I like the Ravens.
Yeah.
I like the Ravens. I like Lamar. I think he deserves a shot.
Mhm.
He deserves a shot. Isaiah Likely looks good.
Yeah, and nobody likes watching the same team in the Super Bowl time,
No.
unless you're a Chiefs fan, obviously. But I mean, just watching Mahomes over and over and over
Right.
again, just going back and back and back. Like
Right.
this. And it's not really that. It's always fun to get change.
Fresh blood.
Yeah, fresh blood.
They gotta use Derrick Henry more.
Yes.
Everyone's saying this, but it's true. They're not gonna win it unless they use Derrick
The
Henry.
problem with that is
How
that
many carries do you have? Let's see.
there was no holes for him to run through. The O-line wasn't doing
13 carries.
The O-line wasn't doing their job for Derrick Henry.
Right. That's
I know he eventually scored, but like when you're down the field, he's not going to break off of a 30,
No.
40-yard run,
That's
especially
true.
if he's not getting any holes from the O-line. So
true.
they got to do some fine tuning there to kind of help Derrick Henry out.
Well, yeah, and they had all those illegal formations.
Yes, that was a pain to watch.
Ronnie Stanley.
Ronnie, yeah. So now jump over to the
Okay,
NFC.
so-
Who you got there?
The NFC. I don't want to say 49ers. I don't want to. But I also want to say the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles I don't think Jalen Hurts looked great.
Yes. Yeah,
And-
and that's a whole new team without Jason Kelce.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Yeah, there's fumbling. Jalen Hurts threw some bad interceptions.
I mean, you can also blame that on the field.
Right. Interceptions are not on the field, though.
I mean, maybe running
Maybe.
receiver falls down on a route. I'm not trying to blame Jalen Hurts or anything. But.
Okay. I'm going to. This is so
Let's
boring.
pick it, man.
You know what, man? I'm going to say Lions.
All right, I
Listen,
like that.
That's terrible.
I know
I
it's
don't think
terrible.
that's a terrible.
I know
pick.
it's
they
terrible.
literally were just
How
in
can
the
you
NFC.
do that though?
They were just
in the
I
division.
know.
They
I
were
don't
just in the
like
NFC
it.
Championship, and I almost beat the Niners to make it there.
The problem is, I can see them either Super Bowl or I can see them being like mid, like take
Yeah.
a big regression.
Yeah.
They looked good against the Rams. I know they gave up those points or whatever. Maybe the Rams are better than we think. But
Mhm.
I think their offense looked great.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think their
I
offense
agree.
looked great.
And then I'm a big Jameer Gibbs fan. I have him in fantasy. I love my boy Jameer.
No. I think Jameer needs to see more field time, though.
I also agree.
All right, let's move on. All right, so we gotta wrap this thing up. We've
Fine.
been going for a while now.
Fine.
We're gonna go quickly to our Capper Glazer hater, and kind of just to give our audience a little, insight to what this is. So, and if I'm wrong, explain these, correct me. But you gotta pick 3 different people, one for the Capper category, one for the Glazer category, and one for the hater category. So Capper, that would be someone who was projected to play really well, and they end up not.
Mm-hmm.
Stunk it up.
Yes.
Yeah, they stunk it up. Glazer, obviously they played well, and you would bet on them that they're going to play well in the future. And then we got the hater. They played well, but you just don't think. You think it was a fluke. Like you don't think they're going to play that well. I can go first here.
Now, are we gonna do? We'll all run through our Capper. We'll all run through our Glazer. Or are we gonna do? Everybody does theirs, and then to the next person.
What do we think?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think we should do everybody does theirs. We can argue about it. We can
Okay.
agree or disagree. Or
All of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my week 1 Capper.
Mm.
This may be a little biased. I'm on my fantasy team, but I got Marvin. He was all hyped up coming out of the draft, and I started him on my fantasy this week, and I thought he was gonna do well. I think he ended up with like 6 yards,
Yep,
like
one
1
reception,
point
yep.
in fantasy, and I used like all the hype on it is just cap. And I'm hoping that he
Yeah.
does better, but he was projected to play pretty well. But I just don't think it.
Especially against a team like the Bills that doesn't have that good of a secondary.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, once again, 28 points.
And then moving on to my Glazer, this might be a little controversial, but I think you guys might like this pick too. I got Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah.
Because this kind of turned around for me when last year I went to a Packers Buccaneers game and Baker showed out. The Packers ended up losing, but he was playing super good. He was playing really good at the end of last year, and then just to come out there and play the game, he had a really good QB rating. So, and honestly, with the weapons he has and Mike Evans, and it looks like he's gonna have two really good running backs with Rashad White and Bucky Irving. I don't know. I just think that he's gonna play pretty good this year. Continue to play like he did.
I like that.
This week 1. My hater, just because of the whole quarterback situation, I'm gonna have to go Amari Cooper. Even if Deshaun Watson does play, he didn't look great, and I know in the offseason too, the 49ers were looking at trading. It was one of the trade options to the Browns, and I saw Amari Cooper. He tweeted out, he was like, "I wouldn't mind it." We got traded to the 49ers. Like,
That would be a huge get for the Niners.
Not fair.
So I just don't think he's really happy on his team, which I think will probably translate to his game. And with that whole quarterback situation, they're kind of screwed with that deal they gave him and Sean Watson. So
Especially with the off-field stuff.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I got him as I'm hating on him. I'm hating on him all year to have a bad year.
Yeah.
Just nothing against the guy personally, but I just don't think it's gonna be his year.
Obviously, we're not shitting on anybody being like, oh, like I hate this guy. We're just gonna talk about and then our answers will probably change week to week. Right?
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna hate on him the whole time.
We
We're just
hope they
looking at-
prove us wrong.
Yes, we hope they can prove us wrong.
for Amari Cooper.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
I have
Chris,
fantasy.
jump over to you.
Okay. What do we start with? The capper?
Yep.
Okay.
Capper Blazer hater.
My capper was Amari Cooper.
Okay.
Now, I am a fantasy owner of Amari Cooper.
Mhm.
So when I see that 13-point projection, I get like 3, I think it was. I'm upset. I wrote down 9 targets and 2 catches.
I mean, you could kind of blame that on the QB play.
Right, and Deshaun obviously didn't play his best game, but I mean, when you see 9 targets and 2 receptions, like, come on.
Yeah.
I would expect him to at least catch half of that. 16 yards, that's just not going to cut it for someone who's projected to do this well and be the Browns' #1 target, Okay. For my Glazer, I did have Baker written down,
Okay.
but just for the sake of not repeating, I will go with my boy Josh Allen.
All right.
I chose Baker obviously for the same reasons Evan said, and just I feel like Baker deserves it.
That's fine, man. Yeah,
Baker
man.
deserves it for everything he's been through. But going to Josh Allen, 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing. 89 QBR. I'm reading the stats right here. What's the completion percentage? 18 for 23.
That's good.
Does anyone know the math? No. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, I was very happy. I already said this, but very happy the way he was able to play without wide receivers. Quotes, people are saying that we saw his run game take over, and I'm just excited. I think he'll keep doing that, kind of carrying his team, putting it in his hands, taking them to the playoffs. My hater, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, I avoided him in fantasy because of what I heard, and I'm still not sold on him being the #1 back. He had 10 carries, 135 yards, touchdown. I don't know if he'll get up.
Also doesn't have that getaway speed. There were a couple times where
he
he
looked
had
slow.
There were a couple times where he had just open field in front of him, and then he was just getting caught.
Yeah, and then against the Raiders too.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I wouldn't say I would do good against the Raiders.
Yeah.
But you put me in the backfield, I might be able to put up
No, I don't think so.
like 10 yards.
I don't think so. I don't think so. You're not that guy, Tom.
I wish I was. But yeah, so J.K. Dobbins, I think as the season progresses, his numbers will go down, and they'll probably split more reps between him and Gus Edwards.
Yes. All right, moving over to me. Capper. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, we're looking at a guy who's
That's a good pick.
we're looking at a guy in the offseason who's being like,
Pretty.
looking like this guy could be the best receiver in the league. This guy could just get production after production after production every week. And you know, I know the Lions kind of look like they are a run heavy team, but you know, when you're looking at a true wide receiver one,
Right.
and a guy that, you know, like I said in the offseason, is like, oh, this guy could be the number one pick in your fantasy draft,
Yeah.
and he goes out and drops 4 points. I mean,
Probably.
like
He had 2 catches.
yeah, like
Not
that's
even
just
50
something.
yards.
That's just something that, you know, and it's not like they weren't throwing the ball. I mean, Jamison Williams was getting.
Right.
I mean, he is really fast, and he was getting
Yeah.
open. But I mean,
Was Goff just not throwing him the ball?
I don't know.
Maybe
I mean,
a target. I don't know.
I don't
I feel like
I don't have like the
Yeah.
targets to receptions chart like Chris had with
Yeah, I just
yeah.
Well, he is good.
But yeah, so I think, you know, and I hope he does good next week.
Yeah,
But,
I hope so.
As of right now, you know, he was my capper. Glazer, I'm glazing Jaden Daniels.
You're glazing.
I'm
Jaden
glazing
Daniels.
Jaden
And
Daniels.
that's parlay.
He had a really good game. Like I said earlier, he had the best you know, performance from a rookie quarterback.
I'll agree with that.
You know, and I mean, we're going into a game next week against the Giants. I think Jaden Daniels will be able to continue this stretch at least until next week, where he plays the Giants. I think he will dominate again against the Giants. He's got some decent weapons.
You think we'll see more throwing the ball?
I think
Some
we will
passing
see a bit. I
touchdowns?
think we will see a bit more throwing the ball. You know, obviously he had a lot of rushing
He got his
stats. He had
helmet
two
knocked off
touchdowns,
twice.
helmet knocked off.
Slide.
It was really good, you know. And I personally was hating it a little bit on Jaden Daniels before the season. I personally thought Drake May was the second best quarterback in the class. I think he should have gone above Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he was able to show me that he has something to prove.
Right.
He's like, yo, I'm going out here. I'm gonna run the ball. I'm gonna pass the ball.
Yep.
And you know, my friend told me this the other day. He said that he likes when every team has a good QB.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't wish that any QB is bad, because if every team had a good QB, that's just better competition.
Right.
That's just better. That's just better football
Good
to watch.
games. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm happy to him for showing out that he can prove it. And I personally think that next week against the Giants will be a renaissance for, well, not even a renaissance, will just be a domination for him.
Okay.
And my hater,
I know this is.
you know, and this isn't even a bias thing. He had a really good game last week, but I'm picking
He knows where this
I'm picking Jaden Daniels. Or no, not Jaden. Jaden Reed. Sorry, Jaden Reed. I'm picking Jaden Reed.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good
No,
game.
I can understand that with the quarterback
Yes.
situation, but
And just he had
you know, when
such
Jordan
a
Love
good
gets
game.
when Jordan
Yeah.
Love gets back, I think that he'll get back.
Yeah, he had such a good game.
Not that good of a game. But
He had a lot of. He had some high production,
Yeah.
but I think just, you know, with the whole Malik Willis situation, I don't think he'll be able to replicate that, at least until Jordan Love comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a really good one.
All right. So moving on, we're gonna go through these pretty quick here. We just want to do like our week 2 predictions.
Okay.
Just for, you know, we'll go through every game. We won't spend too much time
Yeah.
on each game, but you know, you can say a little bit about, you know, why you think that, or you don't have to. You just whatever. You just think they're gonna win for whatever
Yes.
reason. So yeah, we're gonna do this every week. So just, you know, what we think, and then maybe we'll go back and see what, you know,
Yeah,
each of
might
us had
keep
for
track of it.
for our record, and you know, we'll probably keep track of that throughout the episodes. But
Yeah.
you know, starting off this Thursday, coming up Thursday night, we got Bills Dolphins, and that should be a good one for sure. I know Chris, he's got
have to
Josh
throw-
Allen on his fantasy
Throw
team,
some
so
money down.
I have a little feeling where he might be going with
Yeah,
his
how much
pick.
I
but,
glaze the
you know, we'll
Bills
start with Connor, and
Okay.
Yeah.
Bills Dolphins. Who you think? You don't have to say too much about it.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Okay.
We're home.
Tyreek.
We're home. We have Tyreek
Where?
Hill against again. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Dolphins are home against.
Dolphins are home.
You know, they got so many weapons.
Yeah, I know.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle against a bit of a struggling Bills secondary defense.
Okay.
I feel like that. You know, that's just going to be too much for the Bills to handle.
You know, I'm going Bills. I do worry about the secondary, but just come on, Josh Allen. Josh Allen's better than
Josh
Tua.
Allen's one of those guys where it's like if you have him, that changes the game.
Yeah, I feel like the Bills' defensive line will be able to kind of disrupt Tua's flow, and maybe he can't get the ball out. But you know, I just hope they can get there fast enough before he can just chuck it down the Waddle or Hill. So you know, Bills all day.
I'm going the same route as Chris. You know me. I mean, I like Josh Allen. I think that he's a real game changer. I mean, I think that really matters in this game, and it's going to be a DeMar Hamlin legacy game too. So, All right, next game.
Come on.
What, man?
Where the hell did that come from, bro?
Dude, I'm
He had a
believer.
pretty good game last
All
time.
right,
I'm a believer.
All right, next game.
All right.
He almost tackled him.
All right, Colts Packers. I can start this out. I'm not going to be biased about this. I think that even with Jordan Love out, I think Matt LaFleur can scheme up something good for the Packers.
Oh, no.
I think-
Are you serious?
Like, you looked at Malik Willis's stats.
Are you serious? You gotta
Okay.
be joking.
I haven't even picked the Packers yet. Okay.
But you're going to. You're literally.
No. I think it's a winnable game for them. I really think it's a
It's 'cause they
winnable game for
tie.
them. I think that their defense is going to play much better in the red zone, and if they can kind of hold up for Malik Willis and they can kind of get Josh Jacobs more involved early, I think that they do have a chance in this one. I'm gonna have to go Colts on this one. Just Jordan Love. There's some rumors going around Jordan Love might be back, but I doubt it. So I'm gonna go Colts. But yeah, I mean it pains me to say that, but I gotta go Colts.
Yeah. I think we can all agree.
Colts. Do you want to go next
I-
game? Colts.
I was gonna say Colts, but it wouldn't surprise me if the game was weirdly close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not 100% Colts.
Okay.
I feel like Colts are
All right. Raiders. Ravens are at home. I'm pretty sure we kind of all know
gonna
where
win.
we're
With
going
the
with this.
Ravens.
Lamar Jackson, Isaiah Likely,
Yeah.
hopefully has another game like that. I mean, it's not even gonna be. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, Gardner didn't look that great, so I think
Yeah.
we can go
Yep.
Ravens for sure on that one. Browns Jags. I think this could be a good one. I mean, they're not the most flashiest
Yeah.
of teams, but I can start it out. I don't know. I just think that quarterback situation with the Browns
Yeah.
is not great, and I just think the Jaguars will pull it out.
I was gonna say the same thing. Jaguars, Deshaun, not good.
Yeah, I personally don't think this is going to be a close one.
Yeah.
Jaguars played really good against the Dolphins. They kept it close.
Trevor
They
Lawrence.
honestly should have won. Trevor Lawrence looked good.
He's gonna be good this year. I
I
promise.
don't think this is going to be a close one. I got Jaguars.
Okay. All right. Jets Titans. So maybe a little. I mean, that's a good game for Aaron Rodgers to come back off
Mhm.
after playing the 49ers. It's a little bit of a break with the Titans. I think Aaron Rodgers played much better, and the Jets are gonna pull that one out.
After watching what the Titans did on Sunday,
Yeah,
I think this is a pretty easy one for the Jets.
Yeah. Is the Titans defense good, or is it just the Bears?
No, I think it was just the Bears struggling. That
I'm
O-line was
gonna
tough
say
to
Jets.
watch.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna be more confident.
All right. Jets.
It's all about the Jets.
All right. 49ers Vikings. In Minnesota. I mean, come on now.
I want to see.
I don't.
If Sam Darnold plays like he did last time, I think it could be closer than you
Yeah,
think.
but that was the Giants.
To me, I
you
think
know,
it's
like,
I think it's a little bit of
Yeah.
a fluke. It's the
I know.
Giants.
This
I'm gonna
is-
go 49ers.
yeah, I'm also gonna.
Yeah, this is probably.
But
like
honestly,
Josh Dobbs goggles on.
I would not be surprised if
I
the Vikings kept it close.
I don't know. I might be.
It's at home.
Yeah.
I feel like the Vikings could at least maybe put on a game early.
49ers though.
I am going to
49ers.
pick the Niners, but I feel like the Vikings could put up a little bit of a game
Yeah.
early, but then maybe trickle down a bit later.
This next one, I think I can just pass by Chargers, Panthers.
Yeah.
Come on. Now.
I mean, we might need to skip over the Panthers game every
It
week.
would
but-
not surprise me if the Chargers. Actually, they got Harbaugh now, so I won't hate.
No, it's gonna be Chargers.
Yeah, you're right.
Herbert's gonna do his
Chargers.
thing.
Yeah, Chargers.
Although we talked about Mahomes having anybody to refer to.
Herbert, yeah,
Herbert,
man.
I'm a big
no
Herbert
one
guy.
to throw to. I love Herbert.
He'll
I love
figure
Herbert
it
too,
out.
but I feel like he's got
He'll
almost
figure it
no
out.
weapons.
All right.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Patriots. I think this could be a good game. They got the Seahawks -3.5.
I think this will be a good game. I think this could be a potential game of the week.
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
game of the week.
I think I think the Patriots keep it rolling. I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
What? Do you think the Patriots are gonna keep it rolling?
Yeah, that defense looked good against the Bengals.
Yep.
I think the playmakers for the Patriots will show out again. They're home.
I think
Stevenson's
gonna
gonna go
run
crazy.
all
I think
over the Seahawks.
I think Brissett will be able to do what kind of what he did again. Yeah.
I'm going Seahawks still.
Okay.
I think the
Alright.
Seahawks secondary is going to win them the game.
Yeah, I do agree
I
with
think
that.
Brissett maybe
I
takes
think-
a step back, and now we look at Drake May after this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Seahawks as well.
Yep.
Moving on to the Saints Cowboys. I mean Cowboys are gonna blow them out.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think-
the Saints Panthers game was a fluke.
But they put up that
They did
many
put up-
points.
they did
Derek
put
Carr
up-
looked crazy.
They did put up big numbers.
I'm
though.
going
Panthers are-
Saints,
yeah.
and I'm starting Derek
You're
Carr.
going
this week,
Saints?
and I'm starting Derek Carr this week.
That might because
This is
That
gonna
might be a-
That might be what breaks your record with.
He chose the Patriots, man.
That's
Someone's
not
gotta
that
do
bad. That's not that
No,
bad.
it's not that bad of a pick.
I'm going Saints just because.
Picking the Cowboys. You can
I'm going Saints.
Go ahead, man.
Going Saints.
Giants, Commanders. I'm going Commanders. Jay Daniels gonna do his thing, and Giants suck.
Yep.
I mean, the Giants are ass.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Come on.
Giants are ass.
Giants. Daniel Jones. He has K. Adams.
He's got K. Adams, but.
Ooh, I got a good one for you guys next.
Alright.
Bucks, Lions. Lions out.
Oh,
That's gonna be a good
This
one.
is game of the week. I think this might be game of the
What
week.
time is that?
It's a noon game. It's a noon game.
Wow.
Might have to watch some of
I
that.
I'm thinking.
I know.
I'm thinking Lions.
I just said the Lions were gonna make the Super Bowl.
You know, I was high on Baker Mayfield, and I said he's gonna play. If he plays like that again, and he's throwing to Mike Evans like he is, I'm going Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
I just think that run game from the Lions is going to be
I
too
know.
much for the Buccaneers to
I
handle.
know.
Pause.
I don't trust the Buccaneers defense. I like the Lions. I said they're gonna make the Super Bowl, so I have to roll with that. Give me Jared Goff and give me the Lions.
All right, Jared Goff's his former team, Rams versus Cardinals.
I'm gonna have to go with the Rams here.
I'm gonna have to go Rams too.
I'm gonna go Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I think Kyler he played all right last game. I'm hoping Marvin will get it on this week
Yeah.
for my fantasy team. So I'm gonna go Cardinals. Steelers Broncos. You know that could be. I don't know if Russell Wilson's playing or not.
I
but
think that
that's
could just
fun.
go. That's a coin flip, honestly. I think that could just go either way.
Do I say tie? No, I can't say tie.
I'm honestly.
Say tie.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Bo Nix redemption
Bo
tour.
Nix
I'm
redemption.
all for it. Broncos
I'm going.
All
I'm
for
going
it.
Steelers.
for Justin Fields. Man.
You know, Justin Fields is my second favorite
Whatever.
quarterback in the league now.
Whatever.
I got a friend, big Steelers fan, and you know I'm rooting for them this year. I also hate Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I hate him, so I'm gonna go Steelers. All right, Bengals Chiefs. Chiefs at home
I'm
in
going-
Arrowhead,
I'm
in
going-
Burrowhead,
I'm
Burrowhead.
going with the Chiefs.
I think this is a no-brainer Chiefs.
I'm going.
The Bengals.
I know they had such a bad game, but.
what?
But Joe Burrow, that's their kryptonite. I'm going Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty. That's Burrowhead.
I would love for
That's
that.
Burrowhead.
I would love for that to happen.
All right,
Man.
Bears Texans. I can start it off. I think
Choose.
everybody's gonna be they're gonna like your guys' picks. They'll be interested in what you guys are gonna say. I'm going Texans. I just think C.J. Stroud is good enough. He's got so many weapons to throw to, and if the Bears even play just a little better, I don't think that it's gonna be anywhere on the level of the Texans. So I just gotta go Texans.
It's hard. It's hard because I believe in our secondary. Can we stop? Joe Mixon had a crazy game. I
did
was
have a
not
great
expecting him to
I
get
got on my
any touches
fantasy
on
team
the ball.
too.
I just,
That's the night game, so the whole world's gonna be watching Caleb Williams play.
I know. And as much,
You might like that.
I know. I just feel like if we dig ourselves into a hole against the Texans, we're not going to be able to
I
catch
agree.
up.
Yeah, it's not like
It's a
it's
good
not like a
point.
Titans game.
And
Yeah.
I think it will be closer than we think, but I just don't know if we're ready to compete yet. I'm going to go Texans.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Texans. I don't
It hurts me.
I think the Texans are just too much of a
Okay.
of a
It's
good
fair. I
team.
mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
So last game,
Yeah.
Monday night game, 7:15. We got Falcons, Eagles. Eagles are favored -6.5.
I mean, I think this is just a straight up Eagles win. I don't think they might even cover
Yeah.
that. I think the
Yeah.
Falcons did not look that good against the
Yeah.
Steelers, who might not be that good of a team.
Yep.
Right.
The poll projected not to be that good of a team. Unless Kirk Cousins absolutely shows out, or
Doesn't he have a horrible Monday night record?
yeah, I think he does.
So that's another reason.
Or he shows out, or maybe Michael Penix gets in and he shows out. But I think this is just an easy Eagles win.
I got the Eagles too.
Yeah.
I got Eagles. I think Michael Penix, he's not going to see the field this game, but I think he'll see it a lot
Sometime this
sooner.
season?
Sometime this season. I
Okay.
give it week 8. Week 8.
All right, guys. So that kind of wraps that up. But I think next next podcast, we're gonna be talking a little bit more about stuff that's happening in our lives because we got
Yeah.
we're all in intramural flag football.
QB1.
We got QB1 over here and is wide receiver 1 and 2. You know,
Although he won't be there on.
although he won't be there,
on
he's
Thursday.
got important grown up stuff to do.
Grown up.
But I know he's gonna make a good comeback week 2.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking a little bit about what happened in that game. Hopefully
I'll
we
be
can
excited
hold
to
up
hear.
our
We can hold up the
about
double.
it.
hold the
I'm
dogs.
excited to hear about
Hopefully we don't have to switch quarterbacks.
it. Yeah.
It's already been a heated debate.
I
We might
mean-
talk about it. If depending on how it goes, we'll talk about it next.
I'm already getting doubted. I haven't even played a game.
I actually heard that a former flag football Hall of Famer
Yeah.
had something to say about Connor's performance based on last week. So maybe we'll interview him next time.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but
You know.
Maybe we'll be able to get a couple clips to show you guys, but
yeah, we'll see.
we'll see.
Yeah, so thanks for watching or listening, depending on where you are. Maybe both. Yeah, we'll see how our picks did, and let us know if you have any suggestions for the name.
Yeah, or if you guys want to see us do any segments that you think,
Yeah.
if you have any questions for us that you want us to answer, to learn more about how we feel about certain takes that you guys have,
Yep.
just let us know.
It's only going up.
Yeah, it's only going up from here.
It's
We're
only
gonna get
gonna-
better for
yep.
sure at
Yep.
talking. This is the first one, but yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next
Mhm.
next Wednesday.
Yep.
Yep.